Whoa, 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 whoa. What's up, everybody? How we doing? It's a Star Wars Sunday. Did none of that stuff work? Oh, my goodness. Awesome. Well, I thought to myself this morning, I almost canceled the stream because I'm running way behind and just really, really tired. And I thought, why not have a stream anyways? Why not just do some Star Wars talking with my good friends here on the channel? And I thought, even if we have the worst stream of all time, we'll still have some fun and we'll still talk about some Star Wars. So is that what's going on right now? We might be having the worst stream of all time. How's everybody doing as you roll into the chat? What's going on, guys? Happy Star Wars Sunday to everybody. See, this is why I love the Den of Nerds community. This is why I love the Den of Nerds community. Even though it's a rough morning and this live stream is off to a rocky start, you guys are here. You're hanging out. You're very sweet. And we're going to get this thing done. How's the audio and how's the video, guys? Let me check. I didn't even... Oh, boy. Are we running okay here? It seems like everything's good. Let me know, guys. How is the audio? How is the video? Thank you for all the love, everybody. What's up, everybody? Juan says the video is cutting. Can anybody confirm that? Okay, some people are saying it's good. Sounds gorgeous. Thank you, Green Beans. Let me know. I can try to make adjustments if it's a little wacky. It's wacky on my end again. Could just be you. Or everybody else is full of crap and they're lying. Oh, good and good. Al Schuler, my main man, Al. All right, guys. Well, let me know, okay? Let me know. If it gets a little screwy, we can try to take care of it. I probably can only go for about 40 minutes, 45 minutes today. Like I said, I'm just like way behind. Things are crazy right now. I mean, I know they're probably crazy for everybody. December, holidays, everything like that. My job, which I have like a part-time job that I do, and this time of the year it's crazy. Like they just need me there a lot more, and they don't really have a lot of people. They don't have as many people as they should, and so I'm there more than I want to be, and I'm just exhausted. So almost canceled, but I was like, nah, let's hang. Let's talk some Star Wars. So you guys saw the thumbnail. You see the title. You guys see where my head's at with this? We got Mr. Dave Filoni coming in to direct the pilot of The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian, the show which continues to be, in my opinion, the biggest deal in the world of Star Wars, the deal that the rest of the world has not woken up to. Oh my goodness, Girls with Sabers coming in hot with the super chat. Thank you so much. And guys, yeah, if you could like the stream, as Girls with Sabers points out, it would really help the stream out. Although maybe you shouldn't like the stream because I feel like it's going to be the worst stream of all time. Because I'm not at my best fighting shape or streaming shape or whatever. But anyways, Mr. Dave Filoni is directing this pilot for The Mandalorian. And man, like, did you guys hear the news this week about the Sabine helmet that was supposedly spotted on set? Now, Jason Ward at MakingStarWars.net claims that he has it on very good authority that helmet is in the show. That helmet is specifically in the show, that it is Sabine's helmet. And Sabine's helmet, the thing is, it's not just the fact that it has all the paint on it, but it has a very unique shape as compared to other Mandalorian helmets where it teardrops at the bottom rather than cutting on a harsh angle. So they're pretty dang sure that she is that helmet is in there, right? And so I was thinking I was like, okay, so we've got Sabine's helmet. That's interesting. Now, as Jason points out in his article, it doesn't necessarily guarantee that that's Sabine. That Sabine's going to be in the show herself, but her helmet definitely being in there lays some credence to that theory. into that possibility. Now, couple that with the fact that Dave Filoni is coming in to do the pilot, and I really think that it's very possible that we would be getting Ahsoka and Sabine in the pilot, okay? But I started to try to like wrap my head around how this could be. Now we know that Sabine is on Lothal at the end of Rebels, right? And she's been on Lothal. She thinks that Ezra wanted her to protect Lothal in his absence, right? And so she eventually leaves with Ahsoka. And here's my thing. If she's on Lothal, I don't know if it necessarily makes sense for Pedro Pascal, the Mandalorian, to run in to Sabine. You know what I mean? Because think about this, and please let me know in the comments, guys, because it's Star Wars Sunday. It's a fan chat live. We're just hanging out. I want to know what you think. And this is Q&A the whole way. Like, I'm going to ramble a little bit about Ahsoka being in the show, but this is Q&A the whole way. So drop your questions in. We'll do some questions as well. But I started to think, and let me know if you guys have a good theory about this. I don't think Pedro Pascal would just go to Lothal. I'm not exactly sure where Lothal is in conjunction to where Tatooine is, and I have the strong belief that Tatooine will be where we start with the Mandalorian. Yo, what's up, Ricardo? Thanks, man. Happy Star Wars Sunday to you. But yeah, I can't really think of a reason that he would go to Lothal specifically. So my thing is, if he's on Tatooine, it makes a little bit more sense for for Sabine and Ahsoka to go to Tatooine, perhaps. Okay? Now, I don't think that there would be a reason for them to go there as far as like knowing that Pedro Pascal would be there, knowing that the Mandalorian would be there, or something like that. But it is possible. It is possible that they are just on Tatooine for a different reason. Perhaps something to do with Luke Skywalker, if the temple's there or something like that. That would be really freaking cool. No, Super Rizzo Gamer 44. This is not confirmed. I mean, Sabine's helmet is more or less confirmed to be in the show. But there's nothing that says that Sabine is confirmed or that Ahsoka is confirmed. Perhaps Sabine and Ahsoka hire the Mandalorian to get info on Ezra. Perhaps it's a side story thread. That would be absolutely amazing, Thomas. I would really like that as a possibility because that would be cool. But then again, it's like, okay, but this Mandalorian character, from everything we know, and I could be wrong here, but as far as like what's being reported is he was a slave on Jabba's palace. He gets freed because of the events of Luke Skywalker, and then he's sort of vigilanteing, but sort of kind of just taking care of his own on Tatooine. So it's possible he would know about Ezra, but as far as we know, from the time Ezra and Thrawn leave Lothal, there's no, like, the space whales don't just make a stop on Tatooine. Do you know what I mean? They're just gone. Out in deep space, seemingly, because the Purrgil hang out in deep space. They hang out way deep space. When they come to Lothal, it's like for Ezra. That's why that's such a big deal. Unless I'm mistaken about that. But yeah, there could certainly be something to do with that where they hire someone, or maybe they're going to hire someone on Tatooine in general. You know what I mean? Oh, we definitely want to see them in live action. That's the whole point, my friend. That's the whole game right now. Ooh, that's a good question, though, Mr. Pete Channel. J-Lo is too old to play Sabine. I don't know. Sabine is relatively old at this point. And J-Lo's looking great these days. But, yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. What do you think about a possible reason that Sabine and Ahsoka would be on Tatooine? What do you think? Because I really do like that theory about tying it into Ezra Bridger and everything like that. But what if it's more to do with Ahsoka in this white gown, okay? And then she has this, like, really intense Force knowledge. And what if she's on Tatooine for something more geared towards Luke Skywalker? Like, would you guys be mad about that? Because I personally think... Yo, what's up, Christina? Oh goodness. I personally think it would be much cooler if there's some Force lore on Tatooine, and if Luke Skywalker is a part of the mystery and the lore on Tatooine. One of my things about like The Last Jedi is I wish that it would be said more, or that it would have been said more in the film, like the words Luke Skywalker, like people on the ship. You know what I mean? People within the resistance, they should have been like, "Oh my god, everybody thinks Luke Skywalker is going to come save us," or like whispering, murmuring here and there about Luke Skywalker. If he's this like legendary figure, if like there are things within the film that establish that he's this legacy, legendary thing, when he comes back and everyone's like, "Oh crap," um, that would be intense. And like posts like, "Oh my god, it's Skywalker," and all this stuff. If that was contextually in the film a bit more, I think that a lot more people would have enjoyed that aspect of the movie, because he's this big sort of MacGuffin, this mystery thing, and Ahsoka. Oh, Flick Talk coming in hot with the super chat. Ahsoka destroys canon in so many ways, in my opinion. I probably know where you're going with that, but please feel free to elaborate, man. I'll try to pick up on what you say next. But I think what you're referring to is the fact that they introduced this character that was an apprentice to Master Skywalker, knew all the stuff about Master Skywalker, and had this relationship with Vader that wasn't kind of established in canon up to that point. And so the idea of wrapping your head around this time period in which Anakin had an apprentice and stuff screws with canon. But I promise you, it does not. I promise you, it does not. Ahsoka does not break canon in any way. And this is because Ahsoka and her journey with Anakin was directly handled by George Lucas. So the character itself was created by Filoni. And there's that famous sketch. I have a picture of it somewhere on my computer. There's that sketch, the first sketch ever that Filoni did of Ahsoka. But this character was, unless I'm mistaken, I want to go back because I have the videotape of Filoni talking about this. Flick Talk, you didn't like the World Between Worlds? Oh my goodness, my friend. Now look, you're obviously entitled to your opinion, but the World Between Worlds is dope. And it's not exactly time travel. It's not exactly time travel. But anyways, before we go down this thing, you're obviously entitled to your opinion. A lot of people like the Ahsoka character. But as I was saying, I like the fact that she's in this white gown with that weird staff at the end of Rebels. Like, what in the world is going on? She has some kind of insane knowledge. She's on some kind of a level that we've not seen Jedi and stuff. Like, I feel like she's just either tapped into some kind of cosmic force truth, or perhaps she found this other sect of people that study the Force. The possibilities are endless. And so I would like it if when she came to Tatooine, if her and Sabine come to Tatooine, she is guided by the Force in some very strange way. And we add a lot of Luke Skywalker sprinkled throughout what's going on Tatooine. And the Mandalorian, who, by the way, I do not need to be Force sensitive at all. And I'd prefer him not to be, honestly. Like, just make the guy... I'm really excited to see what they do with this character. But, you hated the whole last season of Rebels? Oh my goodness. Guys, this whole live stream is going to be derailed as me and Flick Talk just argue about Star Wars Rebels. I can't believe that you feel that way. That's what nerds do, though. You know what I mean? We're like, oh, you have this opinion, you, this person that has all of your own experiences and, your own perspective on things. That's not me. You think of things differently than I do. I can't believe it. I can't believe you feel that way. That's ridiculous. You should feel exactly the way that I feel. Flick Talk, I appreciate the super chat, but I just gotta ask, are you trolling me at this point? Are you trolling me at this point? Because you're telling me all this stuff about Rebels, and you're asking me if I'm watching Resistance, and I'm not trying to talk any crap on Resistance. but you're saying to me you've never seen Rebels and you don't like Rebels, and you're asking me if I like Resistance. I couldn't get past the second episode of Resistance. I gotta be honest, man. And I didn't like go out and make a bunch of videos like, oh, Disney sucks. Look, they're doing this crazy thing here. Yeah, I didn't really like Resistance. Now I've heard it got much better, and I want to give it a chance. I mean, come on, I love Star Wars. Like, I obviously want to give it a chance. But no, to answer your question, my friend, I have not watched Rebels. I sound like Jerry Seinfeld when I yell. Mr. Pete's channel, thank you very much for the super chat. Who knows? Maybe this worst live stream ever will end up being good simply because I'm not at my fighting best and I talk like Seinfeld. Yeah, Wayne White. I believe that was more or less confirmed. Like not like 100% confirmed. And if you're missing what he's saying here, he's talking about how the Thrawn Ezra story is going to be in a novel by Zahn, and I do believe that. But I don't think we necessarily need, like, I don't think that existing on its own would kill like Sabine and Ahsoka showing up in The Mandalorian. I think we can have both. Get you a girl that can do both. Resistance has more freedom, and that's why I like it. That's fair. Look, I like the concept in Resistance. It seems really cool. Hang on, I want to see what... Yo, Scotty, put your thing in there again, because the chat's going over it. Do you think he takes place before he has Momin Portal? Okay, Scotty, I missed a lot of that, but I'm not... Alright, I'm not saying you are a troll, but I felt like you were trolling me a little bit. Look, come on, everybody trolls a little bit. Come on, it's alright. Come on, it's alright. Scotty, Vader sees Ahsoka disappear. No, he doesn't, though. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think he does. He sees the temple start to collapse. Because remember, I got to watch that again. But I believe in the World Between Worlds... Wait, does he see her? Does he grab... Scotty, you might be onto something. Does he grab her right before Vader strikes her down? Is that what that is? Okay. All right, I'll rewatch it. Yo, that is crazy. Something that I had not even considered. But yeah, if that's what's going on there, then Anakin's like... Yeah, I mean, what... he's seen some weird stuff. I mean, there's plenty of weird stuff that goes on, like in the shows and the comic books that doesn't necessarily get commented on, obviously, in live action. But yeah... Does he know of portals before Momin? That's an interesting question. So, technically, the Rebels... I'm not exactly sure on the timeline here. When does the Momin stuff happen? I guess, technically, yeah, it would be before the castle was built, which would date it before Rebels, I think. So, yeah, he's probably known about portals. That whole Momin stuff in the comics is so cool. Charles Soule is such a gift to nerds everywhere. Yeah, that's really interesting stuff. That's cool. That is worth exploring in other videos and theories and things like that. You know, believe it or not, it's like I'm at this point right now where, like, I don't know if I just don't have enough room in my brain for all this nerdiness and all of this, but like, like I, obviously been very up and up on the Avengers stuff lately, and like, it's December, and the Avengers hype is like real, and it's just like, yo, like, doing so many Avengers videos right now, it's crazy. But I feel like even within that world, I'm losing track of what has been established. Like, people said that the Russo brothers came out and said that Shuri had survived the snap, and that's like, I remember that, but I also don't remember. Like, I'm remembering conflicting reports, and it's just like my head is filled with all this, like, either speculation or like rumor mill seeking and all this stuff. And one thing that I have to get better at, that I'm trying to do in 2019, is like look at the sources, map everything out, and have like a cohesive through line for like what was said about this stuff. Basically just doing better at keeping track of all this, because I'm not a journalist. Like, I'm not trying to be a journalist, but I also don't want to mislead or like, it begins to be sort of a responsibility as you get more and more views and things like that, where you don't want to mislead people and you don't want to be incorrect and stuff. So thank you, Christina. Oh my God, I can't even speak. If we were on Marvel now, is Shuri dead or alive? The trailer showed her as missing. Yeah. I think that's that's literally what I can't remember. You know what I mean? Super Rizzo. I literally can't remember. I believe they said she was alive. Yes. And there's people that I trust that said that they said she was alive. However, why would they put that in the trailer? Yo, I got a lot of flack online for saying that I think that the Avengers trailer is fake and pointing out all of the inconsistencies, which by the way, here's an interesting note, guys, since we're just doing it casual and I'm in rare form today. Did you guys know that as a content creator, you do not decide what videos blow up? Did you know that? I don't decide what videos blow up and get a ton of views. And so when a video that I did blows up, and I'm just speculating as I speculate 5 days a week and, talk about nerdy news, if it's just one of those random videos blows up, I didn't choose that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm basically saying, I don't think the video I did last Monday, which, by the way, I called Al Schuler that day. I remember this. Al, you'll remember this too. I called you on Monday because I said something like, I'm going to do a video talking about how I think the Avengers trailer was fake. And Al and I talked about it a little bit. And basically, I got the okay by Al. You see how I'm shifting blame? It's Al Schuler's fault. But basically, we said, yeah, it's cool. It's interesting content at the very least. It's like, is it 100% accurate? Probably not, but let's do it. And I do that video. Al's laughing. I do that video, and the first day, that video didn't even do well. It got hit by a view restriction thing, like a weird YouTube thing, and it only did like 5K, which, like 5K is great. Like, don't get me wrong, but just looking at what the channel was doing at the time with Avengers, that was low for what I thought that video should do. And then I adjusted some of the metadata. I'm getting real nerdy on you guys right now, but I adjusted some of the metadata, and then on the show Tuesday, I just told people to go check out the show Monday because YouTube had restricted the views, and that video blew up. And now there's like a ton of people that are like, "You're over speculating. You're rah, rah, rah." It's like, yeah, maybe. I didn't decide that all these people should watch that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy. Well, I've got a lot of Marvel posters. Super Rizzo. I got a lot of Marvel posters and a lot of stuff. By the way, just one of the things that I always been a tech guy. I don't know. I've always been interested in tech. I've always liked tech. I don't know if I am even necessarily a tech guy, but I definitely like it. It's all speculation until the movie drops. 100%. Simo was here. This isn't Star Wars Sunday? This is Star Wars Sunday. We're going to get back to it. Look, this is just a bad live stream is what it is. The honest to God truth. Ooh, Raylo rumors. Okay, we can talk a little bit. Nah, Trev, you're good, brother. I don't know. We've been going like 23 minutes. I'm gonna go like 20 more minutes. Yeah, gonna go like 20 more. Christina, what are you falling asleep on us? Somebody wake Christina up. All right, so let's talk about a little bit of Raylo. I'm gonna give you guys a little of a tease right here. This is going to be hard to hear for some of you. I'm starting to believe that Lucasfilm might be changing their original plan with Raylo. Now, I can't confirm this at all. There are some things out there that there are some things out there that are suggesting to me that it's very possible that they might be changing their plans with Reylo. And the thing is, what's really weird about this is I really hope it's not true. I really hope it's not true, because ultimately, like, it doesn't matter. Here's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter how you feel about a particular story. I think at the end of the day, the storytellers need to do their job and just tell the story. So they need to just tell the story. And the reason that I contextually like Rey and Kylo as like a romantic thing is because I think contextually it's amazing storytelling. It's very, very cool. So I think just in general, people should tell the stories that, storytellers should tell the stories. However, there's just a lot going on with Star Wars right now. Star Wars is in such a weird spot right now. And I almost believe that they will do part of their plan and maybe alter a few things in the finale for the saga. Because I almost have this belief that they think that if they do Reylo as Endgame, that they will upset even more people. Which could be true. You know what I mean? So I'm actually working on a video. I've been writing it, and honestly, like, I'm just behind on stuff. But I'm working on writing this video. And I want to talk about the possibility of JJ and Episode 9 leaning away from that. And I want to talk with you guys about what are we going to do about that? And what do we think about that? It was heavily foreshadowed in The Last Jedi. I agree. And a lot of people think that it's one of the best parts of The Last Jedi. That basically, that Rey and Kylo is actually the most redeemable part of The Last Jedi. Like, the people that don't like it, they're like, it's still the best part. I don't think it's that big of a deal. But yeah, we'll get into that at a later date. But it is Q&A, so feel free to drop me some questions and I'll answer them if you want to continue down that through line. Did Vincent Vendetta's Reylo videos get him slapped with copyright violations? No. That is not what happened to Vince's channel. I cannot speak on what happened to Vince's channel. I cannot talk about it. They don't want Star Wars to be divisive. Yeah. But the thing is, this is what's really going to be... Here's the thing. Man, I don't even know if I should say this, but guess what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Because, well, I don't know. I just feel like doing it. If Reylo is retconned and eliminated from this story, then I think, personally, this is just my opinion, that the Reylo people should be most upset with Rian Johnson. I know that seems weird. But the reason is because of everything else that Rian did in The Last Jedi. He may have put Lucasfilm in a weird position in which they had to make changes in order to get more of a mass appeal. It's as simple as that. And I don't know how we're going to cope with that. I'm sorry. Look, that's just how I feel. That is how I feel. And, like, you don't have to agree with me. You know what I mean? Like, you don't. That's fine. But that's where I'm at with it. And I got to be honest, like, I'm a guy that likes The Last Jedi. And what's funny is, like, The Last Jedi is such a divisive film that even saying you like The Last Jedi is some kind of a weird statement, some kind of a weird thing. But it's like, I feel like we've almost lost our grip on reality. Like, it's like the people want to love The Last Jedi but they can't, like, within the same breath, admit what kind of a film it was. Like, it was definitely a divisive film. It was a departure from normal Star Wars. I liked it. I fell on the side that I liked it. There's a lot in the movie I don't like, But overall, I really liked it. And so, like, I'm sorry, like we don't have to go too far down this road. See, here's the thing. Kios Ronan, there I disagree with you 100%. He says Reylo isn't narrative, it's headcanon. 100%, that is false. That is false. If you look at, there's so much evidence that, and this is why, like, if they do retcon Reylo, it'll be a huge deal, in my opinion, because there's so much evidence to suggest that this was what they were planning. This is what they planned in The Force Awakens. This is what they planned in The Last Jedi. This is what they planned for this entire saga, was these two being on the opposite sides of the Force, having romantic feelings for each other, trying to figure things out together. That is 1,000% the plan. Now, was it the plan that they would run away together and make babies? That you could say probably not. But I promise you, the romantic feelings between Kylo Ren and Rey, I mean, it's not even subtle in The Last Jedi, in my opinion. It's not even subtle. So that is why that's why, I mean, like, we're in this is real crazy. This is real crazy. You know what I should do? Ooh, this is a good idea. Let me know what you think about this, guys. What do you think about Vincent Vendetta? Because those videos, unfortunately, are gone. I hope he has copies of them. What would you say about redoing the Vincent Vendetta theory videos, especially considering or regarding Reylo, and then putting them on this channel, and then we give like a huge portion of the money to Vince? What do you guys think about that? Would that be cool? Yeah, we should do it. I think it would be awesome. Vincent Vendetta, Super Rizzo Gamer. That's what we're talking about. It's funny because, okay, so you don't know who Vince is, but you've probably seen his videos. He did the famous Snoke is Mace Windu video. He did the Rey Kenobi video. And when I say the, I mean literally the. They broke the algorithm. They all did like at least 1.8 million in views, I believe. Oh, Flick Talk, you've never seen any of Vince's videos? That's interesting. Yeah, they were planning it. Yeah, Ray Kenobi. He just did like he had the Darth Jar Jar theory too, I believe. Vincent or Zero? I don't know. Here's the thing. Vincent is one of my friends, and I would just say this: even if you're watching this, Vince, you know it's true. He's pretty nutty. He's a nutty mofo, but I like him. Yeah, I don't know how people could not see it either. Simo was here. Listen to this. This is interesting. If Reylo is retcon, Star Wars is dead. It's the vocal minority screaming abuse and showing their inability to separate fairy tale from something else. Sorry. Missed it. The chat's going too fast. So that is interesting. Here's what I'll say to you. I feel where you are coming from with that. However, that stance is hypocritical when you consider the way that the other side of the fan base has been acting towards the people that don't like The Last Jedi. It's hypocritical. Ultimately, the storytellers, that's what they do. They tell the story. What's canon is what's on the screen. What's canon is what happens in the stories. It's hypocritical to say that everyone that didn't like the seeming changes to what had been established before, it's hypocritical to condemn those people and then say, if they change this thing that I liked, Star Wars is dead. And what's really weird, I don't know, man. I almost hope it happens. Be completely honest with you. I almost hope it happens because I just want to see how this fan base reacts. Like, is it really that? Is that really where we're at? We're at a place where it's like, hey, look, if I don't get what I want, I'm done. I don't think that's mature. I will say this. It would be a travesty, and I think a huge mistake for Lucasfilm to do it. If Lucasfilm decides to change it, I think it would be a big mistake. A huge mistake. But I don't know. We'll see. All right, guys, I'm going to go for like 10 more minutes. That's all I can do, and then I got to get on out of here. Shady White Guy says, if they bring Snoke back and it was the plan all along, do you think people will still see it as a retcon? Yeah, because what retcon is it means retroactive continuity. So, okay, right now, in the continuity, Snoke is dead. If they retroactively change that continuity, it's a retcon. It's not necessarily even a dirty word. Retcons, especially in comic books, happen all the time, and sometimes for the best. There was no retcon. Where do people get these ideas from? I'm curious because it's never been established as perfectly. Has Lucasfilm confirmed any retcon? I'm confused on what you mean by that, Ronan. Like, what do you mean? Oh, dude, Super Rizzo Gamer. That is exactly why. If Sabine in the Mandalorian trailer at Celebration Chicago 2019 will be a huge surprise, they keep it under wraps until the show comes out. Probably, definitely. And man, will that be hype. Man, will that be hype. That would be amazing. I'm really hoping we get some Ahsoka in live action. We don't even need her to put on the saber blades, although, come on, guys. Come on. The Pedro Pascal is the Mandalorian, and then you get Sabine and Ahsoka all cornered having to fight together in the first episode of Star Wars live action television. Mind blowing. Chris Kidd, do you prefer the traditional Jedi versus Sith stories or the newer Force users who are more gray? Personally, I miss the Sith. I miss the Sith too. I definitely miss the Sith as a great backdrop, a good villain, and I'd love to. I talk about this often, but I'd love to get back to a place where there is more, darkness and Sith, and the Jedi are sort of this minority trying to like fight against it. I'm, just I guess coming from the original trilogy as being kind of my favorite era, like that would be, the way to go. But I don't think that like gray as a moral ambiguity, I think is just natural for characters. Like it's natural for characters to kind of come up with their own morality. Even if you look at Luke's journey, there were mistakes that he made, and there were plenty of times where, he saw what was the right thing to do, or seemingly the right thing to do that these wise masters told him to do, and he just does the other thing. What is gray morality? You know what I mean? To me, that's a very interesting question. So I do miss the Sith, but I don't mind the moral ambiguity of these new characters. I find Rey's journey very interesting. I find Kylo's journey very interesting. So, I'm not mad at that. They could definitely have anyone be Sabine with a helmet. Ultimately, it would be such a cool idea, and I don't know if this is even possible or if this is a good idea, but Ashley Eckstein, who does the voice of Sabine, I don't know if she could actually do like live action as her or not. I tend to believe she probably could. And then I'm blanking on the gal's name that plays Sabine. She's so cool. Man, I'm blanking on her name. But what if they could get those two actresses to actually do their own characters in live action? That would be dope. Me and Urban Acolyte do a chat. I've done a chat with Prince before on Vincent Vandetta's channel, actually. We did 2 live streams together, I believe. Any input on the new trilogies not having any Jedi or Sith? You mean like the current saga? Any input on that? I mean, look, I like the current saga. So like I just there are things that I wish could be different, and some of that's just like fanboyish wish, and some of it's like, okay, I have criticisms here. But ultimately I'd love to get back to a place where there were more Jedi and Sith, but I think it was pretty natural to go from in the timeline to go from like Luke being the only Jedi to where we're at now. I mean, Luke only created a new Jedi temple and an order basically because of Ben Solo. He didn't really want to start Jedi, do all that or whatever. Bye, Christina. Thanks for the love. All right, guys, I'm going 5 more minutes. Tia Sakara. Yep, that's her. The new flutist wants the Jedi Order to end. I think I think you're always going to need Jedi. I think that there'll be interpretations in different like generations of the Jedi. Ooh, good question. Norin Rad. Would you rather see an Old Republic trilogy or Ahsoka Sabine Thrawn trilogy? I'd probably still say Old Republic. Um, I just really like that era in the mythology right now. Some of my favorite stuff to read. John Jackson Miller comics were great, all in the Old Republic era. The Revan story is incredible. And I think that we'll get a different take on that with what they're doing in with the Dan and Dave series of films. So I think we'll get a different take on that, but overall, like I think that's where we're going. I think that's what we got to do. So yeah, I'm so down. The Sith will rise. Yeah, Thrawn. I don't know if Thrawn is going to go the way of antagonist though. Did you see the new book that Zahn's doing? I believe it's called Treason, having to do with Thrawn and Palpatine, and Thrawn's relation to Palpatine. Very interesting. Always really interesting. Ultimately, like what they did in the Zahn books, where Thrawn was the big bad for the Imperials, that's not going to happen anytime soon. And I think they might even do a version of Thrawn where he's working with like the rebels or the Resistance. Especially, look, whatever happens in episode 9 is really going to open this up because supposedly we're supposed to be getting um, the unknown regions playing a big part of this film. And if that's true, and Thrawn's out there and his interests lie with his people in the unknown regions, then it'd be interesting to see Thrawn developed as a different kind of a character, maybe not the Imperial bad guy. Yeah, Thrawn just needs some makeup for sure. Nice one. I was thinking that same thing, Jake Bauer. Or is it Bauer? Brower? Happy Star Wars Sunday, Ella. Hopefully you just got here and you didn't get me talk about how they're retconning Raylo and Raylo's not going to happen. I would hate for you to have to hear that. Yes, I agree. Star Wars original trilogy in 3D? Maybe. Any idea on the timeline for the Mandalorian? It's before. It's after the Battle of Endor. It's probably a year after the Battle of Endor, I would say. That's just my educated guess. Raylo's death game. I like Raylo. I want it. How did R2 get off Octu? Been wondering about this. What do you mean? He left with Ray. Oh, you mean from Luke? You mean when Luke was there with him? Do you think that he was ever there? Had Luke been on Octu a lot before leaving? You know what I mean? Before like isolating himself there? Perhaps there's a lot of explanations for that. Yeah, I mean Luke probably dropped him off. There's that scene where he's giving it to Leia, I believe, or someone's giving a lightsaber to Leia, and there's a lot of belief there that Luke just gave the droid to Leia. I mean, he's just hanging out there with her in the Resistance. We don't know that, Flick Talk. We don't know that. That's like saying Obi-Wan Kenobi never left Tatooine in all those 19 years. We don't know that. Octu is not the place where Luke's academy was. Well, no, it's never been explicitly spelled out, Flick Talk. So there's a lot of people that were like, okay, well, there could have been one mission where Obi-Wan definitely had to leave Tatooine. You know what I mean? Or something like that. And that's never been clarified. Like, nobody's ever said for sure didn't, never left Tatooine. Maybe he left to protect Luke, you know? Think about it. And maybe Luke had been to Octu a lot and he had been sort of retreating there on and off. No, because if the academy was on Octu, Kylo would know exactly where it was. All right, guys. I'll do one more question. And then I got to get out of here. Will we see another trilogy expanding on episodes 7 to 9? Sort of is my guess. Sort of. I believe that there will be some. I'm a big proponent of the Force child theory. So I think Rey and Kylo probably had a child conceived sort of like through the Force when they touched hands in The Last Jedi. And so if that child goes on to be a protagonist or an antagonist in the next series of films, it automatically ties into this film, sort of comments on it, sort of expands on it. But it will be interesting to see how much of it is expanded on. What's the timeline? How far in the future are we going? What events are we, talking about here? Because it could be a thing where they just skip ahead 30 years and the Force child is now in charge of the galaxy or something, you know what I mean? And things are way different and they barely reference what happened before. We don't know. But it will always and forever be a part of the canon. You know what I mean? All these people that are like, scratch The Last Jedi from canon. It's like, no, dude, even if you don't like it, like, that's canon. Like, that's what happened. So, we'll have to see what happens in episode 9. But this is the tapestry. And there's not parts of it. There's always going to be parts of Star Wars that you absolutely love and maybe things that you're not absolutely crazy about, and that's fine. Yes, Mr. Pete. Yes, the Force Child. It's a real thing. Go watch the video I did. Look, let me just tell you the last thing I'll say before I get out of here, because I'm on fire today just calling people out, talking crap on YouTube and whatever. So I did a video. This is the last story of the day. I hope everyone has a happy Star Wars Sunday. I did a video for a company called Amino. Amino is a really cool app where it has like basically like a Tumblr type thing going on. It's like a community for different fan people. And I did a video, a bonus video, which was exclusive to Amino, where I talked about, oh my God, now it's going to be 2 more questions because Simo was here, just did a super chat. Thank you so much, though. I can't even be mad. With the smoke. That's right. So I did this video talking about the Force Child theory, and people lost their minds. Even Raylo people, like people that had supported me in the past, were like, you know what? Screw this guy. This is bullcrap. It's not happening. I can't believe they would do this to Rey. Rey's just going to have a child she didn't even want. And now Rey's got a child. Rey's not just there to have kids. And I was like, yo, chill out. Chill out. I'm just talking about a theory. Look, there's precedence for this. You know, look at this. Here's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It kind of makes sense. Then we got Reddit leaks like 2 months later that all but confirmed the theory that I have. So the Force Child, in my opinion, is a 70% chance on happening. Like, for real, for real. And it just goes to show again, like, everyone, look, what I mean to say here is, my point is, a lot of people didn't like that Force Child thing. But if it happens, it's the story. You don't get it. It doesn't matter what you think. You know what I mean? Like The Rock says. All right, one more question. One more question, and we're calling it. Mr. Pete, I think you're right. Super Rizzo Gamer. I mean, I'm not going to count this as the question, but I think Sabine would look amazing in live action. And yeah, she would look very similar to the way she did. Okay, interesting question, Yova. I'll take this question. Josh, what do you think about Gina Carano, I believe, in The Mandalorian and her role? Like, what will her role be? I hope it's not. I hope she's not Sabine, first of all. And I don't know too much about her filmography. I haven't even seen her in all of her roles, but she's definitely a good action star. I mean, I like her in certain roles that I've seen her in. Should be an action-heavy role. But don't know if I want a lot of her in there. It just depends. Like, if she's got the chops, she's got the chops. If she doesn't have the chops, yeah, her and Haywire. I thought they did something really weird there in Haywire, didn't they? Like, they dubbed her voice or something. Yeah, I'm into it if it's good. If it's not, no. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm excited for her. She's definitely great in some of the roles I've seen her in. Her physicality is dope. Make her the muscle. Make her just this badass, Mandalorian female warrior. I trust Favreau and I trust Filoni to be able to do that and to not make it feel like forced or weird. And if she's got the chops, give her a lot of speaking lines. If she doesn't, she's sort of the background character, like the tank in the party. You know what I mean? Maybe even have some hilarious, run-of-the-mill, tanky, not a super big thinker type of humor. Like if she's big, strong, and dumb, that can work. So, yeah, I'm excited to see where they go with it. I tend to trust her. All right, guys, we're calling it. We're calling it today. Once again, I apologize for the worst live stream ever. I was ill prepared, just really tired. Probably said some stuff that I shouldn't have. Is it all going to pop up in articles tomorrow? Maybe. We'll see what happens. But thank you guys so much for hanging out, taking the time to answer and ask questions. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow and throughout the week for the Nerdy News Rundown. Going to be talking the news tomorrow and all of the days of our lives. Thank you guys so much as always. And as I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I will see you in the next video.